we're back again after Money in the Bank weekend. The fellas have returned. How are we doing, mate?
Well, I'm not as tired and feel as hungover as I normally would be after a pay-per-view weekend because it wasn't at 4 a.m. when it finished. So I'm all right. I'm okay. I had fun on the stream. Got this week off, so setting up, ready to stream, which I'm going to do later tonight, I think, for AEW Fight Forever. But how are you?
Yeah, good. Really good. I do feel hungover and tired. Massive come down from Saturday. I'll go into more detail a little bit on, but yeah, it was a good weekend, and I'm good, thank you, Paul. Some exciting stuff from there. We'll go through it all in a bit. Let's get straight into it, mate.
Let's do the most important. What t-shirt you wearing today?
Oh, I've got. The camera doesn't hide him. Mr.
Danhausen.
One of my Elite Crate exclusives.
So. I was going to say, is that one of the Crate ones?
Yeah. My Crate actually is due this month. Keep an eye out on TikTok for when it arrives.
There you go. Look at that. See? I've got the Almighty. Bobby Lashley, one of my new t-shirts that's come today.
I do like that one. It's very minimal for a wrestling shirt. Is Bobby at the bottom
on
of
the back as well?
Almighty.
No, it just says Almighty. That's all it says. And at the back, it says The Hurt Business.
It was on sale.
Yeah, it was on sale so far. It's only like 19 quid. And I bought a Tommaso Ciampa one, but that's hung up somewhere. So
that's really good. So I'll go into the Money in the Bank stuff at the weekend, but I did get a new shirt at the weekend, but not the ones I wanted.
Aye. We'll get into that soon, though. Yeah. Let's run over. We'll do a few things from bit of news, and then we'll just take it as it comes with Money in the Bank. And
absolutely. Well, in that case, then, mate, roll the titles.
We'll start off with some not amazing Money in the Bank news. There's been someone, a wrestler has passed away this week. If you've not noticed on WWE TV, obviously you wouldn't have watched it on obviously. Oh no, they would have shown it on the screen anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they flashed up on Raw because I've got Raw playing in the background. So if you do hear any noise in the background, I do apologise.
No copyright intended.
For a second. Yeah, I've just turned the right time to realise it was still on. Yeah, it flashed up on the screen for a few seconds, but I don't think they've done much with it.
Yeah, no, they didn't really. So Darren Drozdov, better known as Droz in the Attitude Era, passed away last week. Fought squad to his friends and family, and that looks like they've released a statement concerning Darren Drozdov's passing. So I'll read what his family put on Twitter. So they've said, there are no words to convey the deep sense of loss and sadness we're feeling right now. We'd like to extend our deepest appreciation to everyone, all of his fans, teammates, colleagues and friends for all the love and support he received over the years. You all gave him meaning, purpose and something to live for. The Drozdov family continued. He loved each and every one of you and cherished the conversations, notes and letters he received each week. His faith in humanity never faltered. So know that for all the love you've shown him, he loved you back. It was noted that his family statement said that Drozdov passed away due to natural causes. There were no specifics that were actually reported. We all know.
Career cut terribly short.
Yeah, there was literally about to get into that in October '99 when Droz endured an injury while wrestling against D'Lo. During a move, he slipped, causing the fracture of 2 vertebrae in his neck, and this accident left him paralysed and unable to walk. So, rest in peace, Droz.
Yeah, it was a one match only, money, unfortunately. Debut match, I believe that happened in. But yeah, rest in peace, Droz. Very sad news.
So, we'll move on to that was Money in the Bank. That's to do with Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre's status following his return at Money in the Bank. Since WrestleMania has not been seen, as we all know, Drew McIntyre, there was questions about his contract, character path and where he's going and what he wants to do. Especially when he had that big push at towards Clash of the Castle when he was going to win. Well, we all thought he was going to win the undisputed WWE Championship, and then his big participation in War Games.
War Games.
I don't know why I say it in such like an accent like that when I am English. And then he kind of like faltered and then went into the mid-card scene, which at the moment on Raw isn't a bad thing with Gunther being the Intercontinental Champion. But as seen in the 2023 Money in the Bank premium live event pay-per-view, Drew McIntyre made his first appearance since WrestleMania 39. In regards to Drew's contractual status with WWE, PWInsider.com has noted that it hasn't changed, and the two sides have not yet come to terms on a new deal or extension. McIntyre's contract reportedly expires in 2024, and discussions are said to have not started because there's still so much time left on it. For the time being, the two sides came to a creative agreement for McIntyre's return. McIntyre will be feuding with Gunther moving forward and expect to appear on Monday's edition of Raw, which he did, as you're obviously watching it, but he appeared. And McIntyre versus Gunther is rumoured to take place at the 2023 WWE Summerslam. Excited? Was you excited to see him?
So, on my journey across from the hotel to the arena, the app, I get some like news. It's always a little bit slow, but it posts on that he stated that he was nowhere. No one had seen him around the arena. That there was nothing, no sightings, no nothing. So it's likelihood not to appear. But then they did note that he's from Scotland, so he's probably up visiting family. Just so I was like, yeah, he's probably not going to appear, is he? Probably not. And then the clink of the sword, and yeah, I went mad. And I forgot myself for a little while. So yeah, I've got it recorded, and I am going to try to get stuff chopped and edited and stuff together, and get it shared on the social media side, and I'll leave it in. When he squared up, I was telling you this before. When they squared up, I forgot myself, and on my recording, all you can hear is me shout, "Kick his fucking head off." It's funny. But yeah, no, it was good. That was that the first major surprise?
Yeah,
it was when the roof mate, blew the roof off the place. And obviously what followed, it peaked. I'll go into more detail about it all later on when we chat about Money in the Bank in full. But yeah, no, it was a great surprise, mate. Seeing him return. Gotta love the Scottish Psycho.
Yeah, you've got to. We're moving on to Charlotte Flair, everyone's favourite women's wrestler in WWE, apparently. So since making a return to WWE TV, Charlotte Flair has been involved in a storyline with the WWE Women's Champion Asuka and Bianca Belair, and in regards to a rumor that Charlotte was being considered as a surprise entrant in the 2023 Women's Money in the Bank. Don't know whether you knew.
Yeah, the rumor
the Friday, the rumor she was going to take out Zelina Vega and get into the match herself. Fightful Select was told there was no serious consideration to the idea, and Charlotte's creative has been planned since before she took time off at WrestleMania. Fightful also noted the following: that Charlotte Flair's creative to be involved with Bianca Belair and Asuka has been planned and set before she returned. We're told that the idea was to re-establish Asuka, have her involved with the two top talent chasing her for the title instead of the other way around for a change. And it adds to add more intrigue and suspense to Asuka's title reign. Asuka is expected to defend the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte and Bianca at SummerSlam. So it looks like she's going to hold it for a while. Knowing Vince McMahon, if he gets his hands on SummerSlam, then Charlotte Flair wins. But by the looks of things, up to now, Triple H wants to keep the title on Asuka, give it more intrigue than the other way around, them two chasing her instead of her chasing them. Interesting times we're coming into SummerSlam.
I would like the CEO cash in on her.
On Asuka?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I said it last week. I'd love to see EO versus Asuka.
As much as the promos, not a word would be understood.
Baka.
but it'd be absolutely hilarious to watch as well. Oh, they could be really clever and get Funaki to do translation.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to the idea of EO and Asuka. I hope we do get it.
That'd be a good match.
Yeah. Gonna go into the potential card for SummerSlam in a minute. We'll move on to Logan Paul, your favorite YouTuber and social media star of all time.
Logan's a wanker. Logan's a wanker.
Actually, so I was on. We were live streaming it, and the whole video will be on YouTube Fellas, on the Wrestling Fellas YouTube channel very, very soon. I just need to make sure I've not said anything wrong, which I did a few times, so I need to go back and change it or edit that bit out. One of the lads I was talking to on Discord turned around and was like, "Someone's just threw Prime at Logan." I was like,
KSI.
"Yeah, I didn't. Well, I didn't know until the next morning. I woke up at like about 7 a.m. and looked at my phone. First thing I saw was KSI threw a bottle of Prime to, and he actually drank it, which was amazing. He never drinks his own drink.
He always takes one mouthful. That's it. That's all he ever sees.
Sometimes he don't even do that because in one
he doesn't like it.
I'm really sad. I'm signed up to Side Plus, the podcast for the Sidemen, and on one of them, JJ has turned around and said that he has bottles with nothing in them, and it looks like he's taking a sip, and he doesn't. It's there to promote the drink, which is smart, but at the same time, why are you not having your own drink? Do you know what I mean? I like it. I drank one on the stream when Logan Paul was wrestling. I do have another one here. I've got another 3. I'm running out. I need to go get more.
This is it. And you know what? And this is the thing that I think that where the hype's going to die, and it's going to die quick with that Prime, mate, is neither two of them drink it. You never see anything. They always hold the bottle. It's not actually their drink. And I think people are slowly realising this with him not drinking it and stuff like that. It is a company that owns it that have been very, very clever and market it in a way is like KSI and Logan Paul have come up with this drink. Or Logan Paul has, and KSI is coming on it. Used to probably the most popular YouTubers right now. Use them as the face. I think if someone went out and grabbed PewDiePie, mate, and did the same thing with a different sort of drink, it would just create the same buzz.
Yeah, potentially, probably would. Yeah.
I've had
either way, it's nice.
I've had 2 of them. I've tried 3 of them. That's a lie. So I've tried the strawberry watermelon one, the pink bottle one, which I will give them the dues. It was quite a refreshing, tasty drink. I've had the ice pop one, or the ice lolly, whatever you want to call it. It was okay.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
And then I've had the energy drink version of it, which I didn't like.
Yeah, horrible. The energy drink's hanging. I like these 2 the most. Metamoon.
What's it taste like?
I don't know actually. It just tastes nice. And then blue raspberry. Them are the 2 I really like. I want to try the try the lemonade one.
All right.
As an admirer, I shouldn't say this really online. As an admirer, in work, who gives her free stuff, so she gets Prime, and she gives me whenever a new one comes out. She's like, "Do you want it?" Fast food takeaway. So
okay.
I see during the
same one you used to.
Yes. Yeah, and if you know me, you know where that is. I see. We'll start again. I seen during the June 3rd, 2020 edition of Raw, footage was shown of Logan Paul and Ricochet brawling in the backstage area after their ladder match. I did not see that myself. I must have gone to toilet at that point. At Money in the Bank. On Raw, Ricochet ended up calling out Logan. Oh, that's what is. I just don't listen to Ricochet when he talks. He's boring. Ended up calling out Logan to appear in next week's show. Logan versus Ricochet is now expected to take place at SummerSlam, and during the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained that the brawl was done because Logan and Ricochet's Spanish fly spot in the ladder match wasn't executed as intended. No shit, Sherlock. Because Logan spiked himself.
Fucked it up. Mate, watching, obviously, being at an event, obviously we watch a lot of on screen, we see what you see at home on the screen, but watching stuff around the ring, and there was so much stuff going on that you didn't even see. Mate, even Zoe turned around and said to me, Ricochet probably deserved to pick, just for the shit he did in that match. Deserved to pick up that way. That Spanish Fly went wrong because Logan Paul couldn't find his balance quickly. But look, Ricochet still made it look fucking good. I love him, me. I've met him on the independent stuff. I love Ricochet.
I don't dislike him. I never disliked Ricochet. I do like him. I just think
WWE don't know how to book him because they don't have anybody else like him, and that's the issue. If they had some other high flyers in,
they do. They have Santos. Santos a high flyer. Technically, he is.
Oh, mate, go and find, if you can, and this is anybody that listens to and you've never watched it, try and find Lucha Underground and episodes with Prince Puma in it. It's Ricochet under a mask.
Yeah.
Mate, he was the best thing in Lucha Underground.
Do you know I used to get mixed up with Ricochet? And you're gonna probably go, you remember Ashton Smith, who used to do the WCP?
Yeah, no.
I used to always get them two mixed.
Yeah,
I used to always. And then I remember watching Preston City Wrestling once before the first ever NXT UK tournament that Pete done. The Tyler Bate won.
Yeah.
Did Tyler Bate won the first one? He was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Before I didn't go to the Saturday. I went to the Sunday of the finals. And before Preston City Wrestling was in Blackpool, and Aston Smith wrestled, and I made myself look like a tit and went, "Oh look, there's Ricochet," and everyone was like, "Fucking Aston Smith, you fucking idiot!" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So
no, I've had a couple interactions with him, like on the independents. One of them was with my nephew, which was it was quite good. I'm not going to name and shame the wrestler, or should I? No, a wrestler was charging. They all charge for photos and selfies, but they don't charge kids, small kids. My nephew's only about 11, 12, and he's walking along. And you know what? It was actually another wrestler on the stall that started. He tapped my nephew on the shoulder and asked him if he wants to take a photo with him.
Yeah,
and my nephew's like, "All right, okay." And then all the rest of them, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, all the rest of them are doing it with him. We get this unnamed wrestler, and he's like, so he did it, and then he turned to me and says, "I'll be a five of that, please, mate." So
wow.
And Ricochet's like, no. And then the Young Bucks came over. So him and Ricochet were having a bit of not a heated discussion, but a bit of a debate about it. The Young Bucks come over and they got into was like, no. Will Ospreay was there, and he's like, nope, we don't charge kids for photos. And he's like, well, I do. $5, please, mate.
You have to tell me who it is later. I'm really intrigued.
I'll name him now, actually, because he's not around. Marty Skrull.
He's in New Japan, isn't he? Is he in New Japan?
No, he was in the. He hasn't wrestled since the Me Too movement in wrestling.
Oh, okay.
During COVID.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
I believe his is not as bad. I'm not condoning anybody's actions for what come out on that at all, but I believe his was he's decided to take himself away from it all for a very long time because accusations were made about him, and in his defense he did come out and say that this person that come out against him, he met him in a bar afterwards, where you would have been 18 or over to go 18, to it, and apparently they weren't 18 or over, but obviously he has then took a step back because of what come out in that Me Too movement.
Well, instead of doing a marquee match for Logan Paul, WWE think that they want him to do some kind of incredible athletic match with Ricochet. So Logan Paul and Ricochet is the match that's being put together for SummerSlam. And speaking of SummerSlam, we have an early card that is apparently penciled in. So I want your thoughts. Gunther v. Drew, as we've said before. Logan.
Drew's got to kick his fucking head off and win it now.
Yeah.
I'm bored of Gunther.
Yeah. I'm not bored of him. I'm not bored of him whatsoever, but I think it's time now. It's time now. Logan and Ricochet in some kind of match stipulation. Asuka v. Charlotte v. Bianca for the WWE Women's Championship. Trish Stratus versus Becky. I think that's going to be loser leaves WWE, which
So
Trish will probably lose. Yeah, Trish. I said this a month ago. Trish balls the hell out of me. Cody v Brock, as you saw on Raw. Obviously, you've started watching it, so you've seen the first bit. We were all expecting it at Money in the Bank, but because we had Drew and Cena return, we didn't get Brock Lesnar because they thought it would take away from their returns, which we all expected Lesnar to return anyway. But anyway, and the match I'm looking forward to, Ronda Rousey is saying goodbye to WWE after this. She's done. It's Ronda versus Shayna. This was always the plan, apparently, from what I've been told. From what I've been told, I've not been told anything. I don't know anyone. From what I've read, the plan was always this was Ronda's idea. She always wanted her last match to be Shayna. So it looks like we're going to have Ronda v Shayna, loser leaves WWE kind of thing, or Ronda's last match either way. And Ronda's going to ride out to the sunset and done and dusted with a WWE career.
I don't think she'll be done. I think she'll be a long breakaway.
No, I think she'll be done. She's because she keeps saying on her Twitch streams that she's not. She's giving stuff to creative, and they're not doing anything with him. No, they're totally opposite. Also, I'm sorry, but I really want Raquel Gonzalez as a heel. I'm sorry, but I don't want to see her as a tag team with Liv Morgan. I love Liv, but I want to see Raquel as a heel. I think she'll be a badass. And then the last match is Roman versus Jay for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship.
Don't even tease them. Don't play in my emotions, WWE. Do not play my emotions, because we have a new tribal chief.
And, well, we'll get into that now, because this is why I didn't want to say it before. So, a scene during the Money in the Bank. Jey Uso pinned Roman Reigns in what was Reigns' first pinfall loss since December 2019. Jey is expected to challenge Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Prior to the event, Money in the Bank, it had been reported that WWE had considered a drastic finish for the Bloodline Civil War match. Twitter account WrestleVotes noted the following on Monday. There was a feeling of trepidation from a high-ranking creative member in crafting the finish for this past Saturday's Bloodline match. A strong argument that Reigns shouldn't be pinned prior to losing the title was present throughout the whole process. Twitter account BWA, which is Better Wrestling Experience, also wrote the following regarding the Bloodline's future. Big calls are made for the Bloodline closure chapter. Next few weeks will be crazy before the biggest stop of the year, SummerSlam. Tighten those seatbelts. So it looks like SummerSlam's the end of the Bloodline, which means we're getting, hopefully, one thing, and that's Jey Uso winning that championship and being the ultimate. Put your wands in the sky. Tribal Chief. Roman looks like he's probably going to take some time out till after probably Royal Rumble and the build up to WrestleMania.
Come back Royal Rumble, win Royal Rumble.
Well, apparently LA Knight's already early favourite for that, but we'll get into that soon. We've already spoken about Brock. He wasn't at Money in the Bank because the creative thought it would take away from Drew and John Cena's return. We spoke about Shayna and Ronda. We talked about the early SummerSlam match. If you're really interested, I got it up. I didn't actually read who it was. I just got it up because I thought, I thought it was Jason Jordan. Apparently, Ken Doan, who was Kenny Dykstra in the Spirit Squad.
Oh, right.
Is apparently not done wrestling.
No.
He got brought back as a producer in 2021. That's why if you've noticed, you've seen on WWE TV when he runs out with Jason Jordan when they're splitting up a big fight. He's always there. He's working as a producer, but he said he's not done.
Did notice Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle's son, the other day.
He is Kurt Angle's son.
Yeah.
Let's get into AEW and then we'll talk about Money in the Bank. So, there's only a few AEW. There's not much because nothing really has happened over the past week. Kenny Omega has addressed criticism of Tiger Driver 91 spot with Will Ospreay from the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. So during an interview with Raj Prasad of uprocks.com, Kenny Omega addressed criticism of the Tiger Driver 91 spot with Will Ospreay from the 2023 AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Hopefully, it leaves fans questioning: is he okay? It's all about the match. We're battling that ring. I want you to go along with the ride for us. If they with us, sorry. If they thought anything else in that match was just the worst shit they've ever seen in their life, but that one moment got them for a second. He's not going to kick out. He's not going to get up. They better get the gurney, calling the fucking airlift. That's perfect. And I've had a whole match for those type of reactions. Even better, Omega said. It's all part of my job. It's all part of my profession. These are the things that I take a lot of pride in. I think that's why when I went into this match, there's a lot of physical and mental preparation that goes into it, because I was really prepping myself to wow the crowd to this kind of level. People that wanted to shit on something, or people that want to frown upon something, or people that want to say, well, if it were me, I wouldn't have done that. I didn't get to where I was being able to do things that everybody else could do. I realise and I recognise that I do have special talents that maybe not everyone else can do. Without revealing too much, I think a lot about my health. I think about a lot about my life after wrestling. I think a lot about my current life. I think about next week's Dynamite and the week after that. I'd never do something I didn't trust myself in performing 100%. I've still not watched the match. I really want to watch it. I can't. On that website now, it's gone.
Has it gone? Do Google search. I'll talk about that bit offline.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we'll do that after. Let's not do it now.
Yeah, I'm not promoting anything on here, but I'll talk you how to find it again. So I watched it. I watched what I could on the coach down, like I said I would do, but the signal on the coach was horrendous. I think I got about. I'm up to the Blackpool Combat Club Young Bucks match now. I think I finished it, but it kept cutting out on me, so I may miss bits. So I did skip the CM Punk match. I'm not gonna deny that. Just no interest in it at all. And I think there was another one I fast forwarded through. It might be the Tony Storm match, just because I really wanted to get to the matches I want to watch. That's not that. So I am going to try and watch it again. I might watch it this week while I'm working, so I'm going to have a proper watch. But I have seen the bit I think they're talking about where Kenny gets landed on his neck, his head.
Okay.
It does look like it could have been a career-ending injury almost. I've seen multiple angles of it. Well, multiple people trying to say, oh no, Kenny's turned onto his shoulder. Kenny hasn't turned onto his shoulder, mate. He has took it on the top of his dome straight into his neck and then rolls to his shoulder. Right. So it is a bad, what looks like a bad botch, but it's Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Kenny's going to know what he's got, how to take that without hurting himself. I think he delivers it enough. Well, if you look at moves throughout the years, mate, and people have got injured off. It happens, unfortunately. They're human beings. They syndicated the King Slasher on. Was it Cena? Or was it?
He did the back thing, didn't he? He did the where he throws him over on Cena, and it landed on his head, and then hit the Kinshasa.
So I'm talking about the one where I think it was Austin Aries where he broke his orbital.
Oh, I thought he meant on SmackDown.
No, I think it was Austin Aries where he broke his orbital bone in his eye. Did it with somebody. Anyway, he broke someone's face. Seth of the Buckle Bomb. Jeez, he pretty much nearly ended Sting's career with the Buckle Bomb. Finn obviously did what he did to Finn. Owen
and Austin.
AJ Styles was Styles Clash. Yeah. He's openly said that there's so many people when he's in that move, when he feels the move, he tells them.
Ellsworth won it once.
Yeah, he tells them, don't tuck your head up. You roll it back as we go forward, and they tuck the head up and they take it on their head. So it happens. And unfortunately, sometimes the accidents happen, like the withdrawals, like we mentioned earlier on. But criticism, it's wrestling. At the end of the day, they're humans. They're covered in sweat. Some of them put oil on, whatever else. They're going to be slippy. Things like that's going to happen. And as long as they come out okay, just get over it.
That's the thing. Like Shotzi, everyone goes on at Shotzi and the issue she had at Money in the Bank last year. And Logan Paul messed up. And I know you don't like Logan Paul, but he messed up. He's not been training for years and years. He messed up. How many matches has he had now, and he's not messed up once? What he faced Roman, Seth, Miz, WrestleMania match against Mysterio's not messed up, and then he's done that one spot and fucked it up. And he probably be the first one to come out and say, "Yeah, okay, I probably fucked it up."
Yeah, but it's it. But not many of the dirt sheet guys are coming out having a dig at him, because there's a handful of them out there that will suck up to WWE because it's the major company. Come on, we out, and they'll suck up to it and hoping that gets them somewhere where you've got, and they'll take any sort of dig and swipe at AEW. AEW could run the perfect show, no botches, no mess ups on the commentary or nothing like that, but they'll still find something small to pick up on.
I was going to bring this up earlier when I was doing this, the live streaming. Sorry for cutting you off. When they're doing the live streaming on Saturday, I was on Twitter and I kept posting on Twitter. So much hate for WWE and there's so much hate for AEW. It's on both sides. Like Dave Meltzer will put any Kenny Omega match, and I love Kenny Omega, but he'll put any Kenny Omega match, even if it's give it a 5-minute match, 5-star, 7-star, 10-star, whatever it is. Go on.
So I haven't watched I haven't watched that match yet, and he's given it 6 stars. Now, if it's as good as he's making out to be, for me,
it's match of the year, isn't it? From what everyone's telling me,
the Bloodline Civil War match deserves 6 stars as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm not just saying it because I was there and all the extra excitement and all that. That match, the storytelling through that match was perfect. There's so much going on.
I did this for the Young Bucks, and I'm taking it back now. And me taking something back from the Young Bucks. I am sorry. I know, super kicks. I said the Young Bucks just do super kicks for the fucking fun of it, and that's it. And then I watched that match, the Bloodline match, and the Usos just do it just as much. So I take it back from what I say about the Young Bucks, but it's one of those things where it looks like it gives so much impact when you do it, especially when you get the slap right. It comes off mint.
It's a very overused move, the super kick. Very overused move, but I think if the right people do it right, it looks powerful.
Yeah.
So the Young Bucks, if they do the time and the slap right, it's perfect. The Usos are the same. Adam Cole's is pretty good too.
Yeah, Adam Cole, Dolph,
it's got to be done right. The timing of the leg slap and everything's got to be done perfect. And it all depends. It depends on the person they're wrestling as well, how good they can sell it.
Agreed.
But no, I just think, look, and this conversation, it reminds me of a conversation I had on Thursday night when I was packing my suitcase for London. I just packed wrestling t-shirts for that weekend, or barring my Charizard t-shirt because I'm a Pokemon fan. I collect Pokemon.
I got a Charizard t-shirt.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, the one on the back.
Yeah,
I got the Gengar one as well. Carry on.
I didn't get the Gengar
Charmander hoodie.
I've not got that either. So yeah, I packed wrestling t-shirts and I had all my t-shirts and Zoe had done my washing for me, and she's like, right, there's all your shirts, hang them up and stuff. And Eddie Kingston shirt was there. Now, do you remember I wore my Eddie Kingston shirt to Clash?
Yes, you did.
And I listened to the pods on Spotify. I'm an Eddie Kingston fan. I love Eddie Kingston, and I was going to put my Eddie Kingston t-shirt in my bag because I love my t-shirt. It's not just your standard t-shirt. It's from a match where he was covered in blood carrying a petrol can, and he looks an absolute lunatic. It's amazing. And she's like, "Oh, please don't." She's like, "I can't be bothered with anybody like they were at Clash." I was like, "Oh yeah," she reminded me. I were at Clash was we went down to the stand to get some merch on the day of Clash Castle, and there was people in front of me. He's like, "Oh, does you not know what show he's at? Wearing an AW shirt at a WWE event." Like, get over yourselves. I like wrestling. I will admit I'm probably a bigger fan of AEW than I am WWE right now, but I like wrestling. I have AEW shirts. And I have WWE shirts. Go back and watch the week before, I was wearing a WWE shirt. When I go to an event, I'm going to wear whatever the fuck shirt I want. I really am. But I really hate them bitter fans of like one or the other. and then make people feel uncomfortable. I'm not asked, but they made my wife feel uncomfortable because she knows I'm very outspoken, and it was, it's just like I just can't. Oh, yeah, I'll go get to. I'll tell you offline what happened nearly after the event.
On that, obviously, I bought. I don't know whether it'll just.
Yeah, it's on.
So this ain't the real one because I've not got like 400 quid to spend on a real one.
I got my second birthday with Zoe. She bought the big one. So
I took this to Clash, and I remember saying on that pod we did when we got back from Clash, I said I wore it. Oh, well, on my shoulder because I'm too fat to wear it around my waist, and I was dead proud. I thought I got my title. I've always wanted one. It's a childhood dream to have a WWE Championship, regardless if it's not the one I actually want, because they don't do a commemorative for the Attitude Era one. And I was dead proud of it. And I walked past some guys who had the Intercontinental title, the white one, proper one, and they had the World Heavyweight Championship, the proper one. And they turned around and went, "He's got the plastic one there. What's the difference, pal? What's the difference? We're there to watch WWE. We're there to watch wrestling, regardless if you're wearing an AEW shirt, an Impact shirt, Major League Wrestling, Lucha Underground, whatever you want to wear, Progress. You're there to watch wrestling, and we're all there together."
Do you know what I think? The wrestling community is great. When we come together, we're absolutely the best community in any sport out there. But then we're also the most fickle, bitter community out there. Some people are. Some people
like
are.
Soccer fans, football fans, same
so
thing.
Look at it. Just there's me and you. Well, football's not much, but there's me and you, right? So we have our difference. I like the Young Bucks, Eddie Kingston. You don't. You like Roman Reigns. I'm not a big fan right now. But we don't sit here and be like, I don't refuse not to talk to you because you want to talk about Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. No, of an Eddie Kingston moment, you don't sit there and go, oh, talking about that shit. What you do.
In a jokey way, though.
But yeah. But this is it. And it's just like, just being at the event and stuff. And there was very, very few AEW shirts at the weekend. And fair enough. It was at a WWE event. Absolutely fair enough. But like, if I were to wear my Danhausen shirt, I should be allowed to wear my Danhausen shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Without making people feel uncomfortable.
A WCW shirt, so you could still fit in a medium WCW shirt, or from 2099, right? Say you could, because I know I can't.
Yeah.
So say I had a Goldberg WCW shirt from 1998, and I wore it now. Would people kick off?
No, because it's a WWE owned company now, so that's fine. So like I've got the NWO Scott Hall and Kevin Nash shirt that I bought when Scott Hall died. Rest his soul. There you go. That's fine. I'm going to frown upon that. But this is it. It's so like AEW's coming up now. Like so he has she has a couple of WWE shirts. She pinches mine now. But she's got two of her own. She's got a Seth Rollins one from Clash, which we only discovered this weekend. You can only get a Clash. There were the Seth Rollins. It just says Seth freaking Rollins, and the paint's like dripping. There's no picture of him. It's only been available at Clash because a little girl come up to her and said, asked her where she got a shirt from because she really liked it. And when I say a little girl, I mean like five, bless her. And there was a bit of confusion. I almost told the dad, it's in the shop. It's in the shop. I'm sure I've seen it in the shop. It wasn't.
I've seen the one that I've got that I can't find anymore.
Yeah.
Pissed off about that, Karen.
And she bought Rhea's My Mummy shirt this weekend. So, but when we go to AEW, she doesn't have any AEW shirts. So she's going to have to buy more shirts to fit in AEW because she can't wear a Seth freaking Rollins shirt.
Yeah.
And she has a fake
AEW shirts soon. We'll get onto them because I've chose a couple that I'm going to buy, and I'll run it through the pod with you. I'll run it through the pod for you.
Yeah, so
no,
she has a select wrestlers she likes, and I'm all right with it, me. I'm absolutely fine. You can stare and say what you want to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you start being arsy with me, then you'll feel a wrath to my tongue. and anybody who watches that knows me will tell you that I am the most brutal person when I get going. But I've grew up with people staring at me with my conditions and stuff. But when they make Zoe feel uncomfortable, I just don't like it.
Different story then.
Totally different kettle of fish. But yeah, we all just need to get along. Wrestling's wrestling. If you like WWE, that's fine. If you like AEW, that's fine. If you watch TNA only, that's absolutely fine with me and Matt and the fellas. We absolutely love it. I will watch WWE, AEW. I don't watch TNA because it's too hard to find in the UK right now. I've tried MLW, can't do it. But I don't sit here and criticize people that I see on TikTok because they're watching.
Yeah, no, I
don't. Promotion only.
So we were talking about certain. Is it Santi's app that we were talking about before we came on? And he's built up a following and stuff. And he watched his first ever AEW event of Forbidden Door the other week. First ever one. He never watched it before. He'd watched clips and stuff, and he's gone on YouTube when his chat have asked him to. But he's always said, I'm a WWE guy, and he's just watched AEW, and he absolutely loves it. It's like me last year. I said I'd never watch it. Do you know
what? That's it, yeah. And I said to you for a while, and it didn't take long, but you came around to the idea. It's as someone that watches both and has done since AEW started, and I've been watching WWE for years, in and out. Now I enjoy AEW because it's more my style of wrestling that I actually enjoy. It's a bit more. It's full of spots. It's it's just a little bit more entertaining. Plus, obviously, I've got a bit of a love for the guys that started it all and stuff. But I'm watching Raw today, so when you watch this and you see me looking away, I'm glancing at the TV because I've got Raw playing in the background for the pod's sake. But I watch both. I have my favourites in both companies. So this guy's my favourite in this company. Seth Rollins, stuff like that. Seth, Cena, McIntyre. There's a few. Same in AEW, the Bucks, Kenny. So I have my favourites. I watch both companies. If one of my favourites, let's take Cody Rhodes for an example, leaves one company and goes to another, I will watch that company because he's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I just think people what's the good old fashioned stuff my nan used to say? We don't have something nice to say. Don't say it at all. Absolutely.
Yeah. Last thing from AEW. Well, no, it's not actually. There's one more after that, but you'll like the next one. This one is a top AEW star. She has no plans of returning anytime soon. Mrs. T's and leaving. So, former TBS champion Jade Cargill tweeted on Sunday that she's enjoyed being out of wrestling and that she might stay. A tweet that was posted on Sunday says, "Outside of the wrestling bubble is nice. I might stay." On July the 1st, she flat out said no when a fan asked her if she would be returning soon. Cargill obviously lost the TBS championship to Chris Statlander at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, and she hasn't appeared since. Obviously, we know Tony Khan likes to rotate talent. So this could just be a case of Cargill being given some time off until the company has a new storyline ready for her. But it's interesting to know that she's looking to do stuff outside of the wrestling business in regards to films.
Absolutely.
So we could, unfortunately, because that was one of the T-shirts I wanted to buy was a Jade Cargill T-shirt because I love Jade Cargill. Looks like she's done. But
still buy a shirt, mate.
I'm still going to buy it, mate. Don't worry. Obviously.
Sorry, I've just let on the control and then my TV's playing up.
Station off that TV. Sorry.
No, it's Dirty Dom. What the fuck? What a name.
We're going to get into Dirty Dom soon.
Oh, mate. What a shit name. Seth at the moment. So I'm a little bit more because if you listen to the podcast, I'm a Seth guy. Do you know what? Yeah, she's probably getting a bit of time off because I think she's wrestled every week on the TBS based show. Rampage Dynamite.
Yeah.
So she's probably getting a bit of time off. Fair play to her. They all need a break every now and then.
We do. So we were talking about streaming before, and I am going to start streaming AEW Fighting Forever, and Kenny Omega, as we know, has been vital in the creative side of the game and wanting it to go back to the old school days of wrestling. So following the release of AEW's Fight Forever video game, early critic reviews have been mixed. Twitter user Unsanctioned TV wrote that the game needs a lot of work, and here was Kenny Omega's response. And you would have thought someone that has been on the game and been wanting to get it out there and is happy with what he's done would kick off and go, "You fucking wanker." He's not. He said, as someone who's played a ton of fighting games and FPSs, I'll always encourage fixes and rebalancing when situations like these turn up. There'll be continued support for the game. So all of his feedback and suggestions are great. Thank you. I sent you a picture of Darby Allin inside the ladder as I was doing Christian versus Darby Allin, and I was like, "What is going on here?" You expect stuff. 2K have that all the time. There's nothing new.
Yeah, games have a bug. I don't know how many times I played like God of War and like the faces to be missing and just be eyeballs. Honest review of the game.
We won't get into 2K20, but yeah, honest review.
Yeah, honest review of the game. I'm enjoying it. It's a different type of wrestling game.
I am. I'm enjoying it.
There's a few little bits that I'm a bit gutted with them with. So I'm a big fan of creation on the rest of the games. I'm not bothered about the full extent of WWE style creation, but even the TNA one had a little bit more than the AW one. But
yeah,
that could be something that could be improved over time, simple add-ons and stuff like that. No voices in cutscenes.
Yeah, that did made in a little bit as well.
Yeah, I found that a little bit. That's very old-fashioned. Like that's like, yeah, come on. And what was my other one?
My one was
the Elite Road to Elite's very short.
So I've not started it yet because I wanted to do it on stream so people can follow us.
I've already done one.
Do it. Oh, okay.
But it's one of them ones. It's got multiple paths, right?
Okay,
so
no
options is multiple paths. So you have got a different one. So I've done one, and I'm trying not to spoil it for you. I've done one with Adam Page. I've done it one way. I've gone back and I've done a replay now with Kenny Omega. And the first match you have, when I did it with Page, I lost it. It was a battle royale. You'll understand when you do it. The second time, I went all out to make sure I win it because I want to see what path you go if you win it. So I'm now doing that one with Kenny Omega. I normally do career mode with Creative Pro as well. I'm not this time until they improve that because it is far too basic for me.
Yeah, it is basic.
I can't even change it. The guy's got a massive nose, mate, and I can't change it, and it's winding me up. So he would tell you if
that's right, though.
I don't got a massive snozzle.
No, I'm just.
But Zoe would tell you, like, when WWE games come out, and it's probably not a bad thing, though. I can spend hours creating my pro.
Same.
Days, and then I tweak him all year. The last few years he's looked the same. Then this year I went for a Wardlow style wrestler in 2K,
right?
With a singlet and stuff like that, and he was a beast. Yeah, the Fight for Everyone's it's too. There's not enough options.
Yeah,
there's like 6 hairstyles and stuff like that, but it's got add-ons on it, so who knows?
Yeah, hopefully. My thing with it is there's no 6-man tag, so you can't do trios.
Yeah, that was another thing. Match types are very limited.
Match types are very limited. Yeah, and it's something to WWE. I forgot what they called it back then. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 was it called? The 2010 where they brought in Superstar threads. And you could change the colours. Basic, but colours of gear.
So certain wrestlers, it's not as much detail as the WWE one. Certain wrestlers have alternate gear. You just need to customize them in the menu. I discovered that last night. So Kenny Omega's got like four sets for his gear.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I only tried one. I only tried on Jay Cargill just to see if I could get a different colour, and there wasn't. And I was like, well, this is fucking shit. But I'm enjoying it. It's one of those games where you can just pick up and play. You don't need to learn chores or anything like that.
Well, I did because it was quite annoying.
I did go back onto 2K after it though to play with my mate, and I did get very confused why I'm not doing my finisher.
Yeah, so I like the finisher style thing as well. So it goes if you don't use it. It doesn't just store in. I like that. I found it difficult. I can't remember how. I keep still to now. I still forget how to lift the wrestler up. To like.
Oh, did you do
Ice rip him. It's R1 and see. It's R1 and something. R1 and maybe X or R1 and the right stick. Okay. I can't remember now. Just try them both, mate. Trying to do that in the Battle Royale, Casino Royale match was fucking hard.
I've already tried one of those and I got thrown out with Orange Cassidy straight away.
Well, that's the first match on the Road to Elite, by the way.
Oh, fantastic. So that's me lost that one. Chilling.
Yeah, but it has different story modes. That's why I'm saying I lost the first time and whatever. So yeah, I built a technique, mate, where I just got close to the ropes and just started punching the shit out of them until they went over them. old school SmackDown days.
Yeah, definitely. Play.
No, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I normally do everything with Creative Pro. This is the first time I don't want to do it with Creative Pro. I want to play with Hangman Page, Kenny Omega. I'm miffed that I have to pick between the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, all day, every day, because he liked my picture that I shared on Twitter, on Instagram. That's my favourite. So yeah, I'm happy to play with that. The entrances are short, but I like the way you control Pyro.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I didn't know that till yesterday.
I was just tapping buttons the other day, and I was like, "Where the fuck are all these fireworks going off?" It's not his entrance. And I've timed it now because I'm playing with Kenny. I've timed it perfect. So when he goes the gun,
yeah, when he does the gun,
perfect. I know when it's going, so I press it just in time for the fireworks to go. But yeah, my big thing is the voice things. I find that very, very dated. That there's not voice in it. In the creation, that's my critique. But overall, very good game. A really good alternative to 2K.
Yeah, definitely. Can you unlock superstars? Because I thought Ethan Page was on the game and I can't find him.
All Ego? I don't think All Ego's on it, mate.
Is he not actually on it?
No.
Well, that annoyed me.
In the shop, you can buy in the shop from start. You can buy it's Cody Rhodes. The alternate.
I bought her so I could get the shit out of
her. The alternate gear for the Bucks and Britt. You can unlock Brody Lee by beating him.
Mm-hmm.
You can unlock Paul Wright by beating him. You can unlock Owen Hart by winning 100 matches or playing 100 matches.
I'm almost there then.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got DLC, Dax and Dawson, or Dash and Dawson, Cash and Wheeler.
Ethan Page ain't on it, man.
They probably added in the second part of the season pass because this game, like I mentioned last week, or whenever we were talking about it, it's meant to have a long shelf life. It's not a short shelf life, one and done. Next one.
Yeah, I was just reading on SmackDownHotel.com where they do all the game stuff. Mm-hmm. And it says season 1 pass, Cash Wheeler, Danhausen, Dax Howard, Hook, Keith Lee, and the Bunny. Which means obviously there's going to be different season passes.
Yeah,
which that's fine. I'm happy with that.
I've got them. So I expect All Ego to be introduced at some point. He seems to be getting a push right now.
Well, we'll get into Rampage, Collision, and Dynamite later, but he had a very good match on Collision. Cool. So, Money in the Bank. Hang on, before I need to take my nose spray. Give me a sec. I just edit this out for the actual thing, so it doesn't look like I'm a juggy.
That no sprays.
I can't breathe and I'm getting a headache.
He's pumping pure cocaine up his nostrils.
No, not again. It's ketamine.
So, are we going straight to Money in the Bank, or do you want to do a bit of a recap of the shows? Quick recap of the shows this week, then Money in the Bank.
Yeah, we can do. I've not done any WWE shows really. We can talk about Raw because obviously I've got Raw results up there. But SmackDown was just what you expected to be. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had a very, very good match against Pretty Deadly. Oh, by the way, sorry. Let me just say I did say in the last week's pod, and I did put a little clip in and explaining why I didn't do a live stream of SmackDown. I don't think you knew this. I took a turn for the worse on Friday. So I was in work and
You
I
told me
asked,
in voice
did I
notes,
tell
by the
you?
way.
Oh, yes, I did on a voice message on WhatsApp. So I asked my mate for a tablet, a paracetamol or something, just to get rid of my migraine because it was getting worse. And when I get one of my bad migraines, I have to go to bed. And I couldn't have any time off work. So I was like, I've got to do it. I took it. 2 hours later, I was high as a kite. I was absolutely gone. And at work, one of the managers saw me and he was like, "You're not right here, mate. You need to go home." And I was like, "Nah, I'm fine, me, fine." I say that, and I was talking, I was sorting something out for a customer, and the call was silent for about 10 minutes because I didn't say nothing. I was staring into space. So I didn't do any live stream on Friday because I was in bed, getting over it. So I could do a live stream on Saturday, which I did. So go check that out. It's still on Twitch, it's still over there, and it will be on the YouTube channel. But yeah, so I didn't do SmackDown. But yeah, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Pretty Deadly were great. It was a really good match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn made Pretty Deadly look like a legit tag team, look a legit threat to them.
Still like them.
Yeah, that's fine. Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Good match again. I don't think there was a bad match. Shotzi and Bailey was
It
a
was
good
overall
match.
good show. It was
It was a
very
good
good show.
weekend for WWE, to be fair.
Yeah.
Good week, to be fair. And Raw was good as well. I enjoyed watching Raw this week, but we'll get into that Raw in a minute. So we'll go to Dynamite first. I watched So on the Sunday, I woke up and I thought, I've recorded a few things to put out onto the YouTube channel for like tier lists and stuff. And then I weren't happy with how any of it turned out, so I'm not going to post any of them. So before I did that, though, I watched Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. It's the first time I've ever watched Rampage. I know. But the first match on Dynamite was Tomohiro Ishii versus Jon Moxley. I hated it, and that's not because of Moxley. I just thought is it Ishii? I don't get the Japanese wrestling. I don't hate it. I hate it.
I watched. So I've seen Ishii live and stuff when I've been to like Rev Pro events and stuff like that. But when I watched them come out to the ring last week when they announced him to be in the match, and then I've seen bits of it. I think I've seen all the match. But I'm not sure. It looks like he's struggling to move.
Yeah,
he's movement's very limited, and he just yeah. And I think. Obviously, I've not watched New Japan properly in ages, mate, and I don't know what if something's happened, whatever. Is he, has he been fused together or something? But it just looks like he's struggling to get about the ring.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Kingston came down, which in this case I didn't really mind because it was building up the storyline between Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley again. And then Renee was splitting them up backstage. Claudio didn't take his eyes off Kingston. Like the whole match, he stared at him. I don't know how Kingston didn't laugh, or says Claudio didn't laugh or anything like that, because I would have absolutely melted because he just didn't. And then as soon as the match was over, he still stared at him and was just clapping the match like that. And I'm like, mate, fucking stay in character. I didn't like it. It wasn't a match for me. I can understand why people might have liked it, but I didn't. It wasn't something that I enjoyed. And then you had Orange Cassidy, Keith Lee, and Vikingo versus the Jericho Appreciation Society of Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good match. Keith Lee has dyed his hair.
All right, he's gone back to.
Yeah, he's not great anymore. It's amazing how that happens. I might have to start doing it. I'm starting to like Orange Cassidy a little bit.
Okay.
He's starting to win me over a little bit. I don't like how he's got the belt in a bag. I hate that.
I find that very disrespectful. But I think I touched on that a few weeks back. I find it. I get it. It's part of his character. I understand that, but I just find it a little bit disrespectful for the belt.
Yeah, and I don't understand why the Jericho Appreciation Society is still together when Jericho's not been with him for ages. He's been doing his own stuff with Sammy Guevara and Adam Cole, and they've not been in it because he's been with the Outcast kind of thing. But I did enjoy the match. I thought it was decent, and Keith Lee looks like he's about to take out Vikingo because he did a flip and it hit. It looks like a botch. He did a sunset flip over the top rope, and it
Yeah.
hit Keith Lee, and he absolutely smacked him on the chrome, on his chrome dome, right on top, and it looked like it hurt. And Keith Lee looked like he was about to absolutely kill him before he picked him up and did a power bomb. I threw him into the other into Garcia and Parker. But no, good solid match, to be fair. And then you had a backstage thing between the Dark Order and the Elite with Adam Page. And Evil Uno, is it? Was saying that you've abandoned us and you're not really our friends anymore. You'd rather stick with them who sold you out at one point, and we never sold you out.
Yeah.
So then you had a trios match between the Elite and the Dark Order. Again, good match. I enjoyed it, to be fair. I can't believe I'm saying this. I enjoyed an Elite match. I don't like the Young Bucks still, but I enjoyed the match as a whole. And then the Blackpool Combat Club came out, and that's when it got announced for Blood and Guts. Which should be good.
Should be interesting.
It should. Eddie Kingston obviously got involved and take a shitter, and I knew that name again, and it's just gone out of my head because when they said it, I went, "Oh, I can say it to John now. I know what it is," and I can't remember how I pronounce it.
Takashi, I think it's something like Takeshi.
Takashi. Yeah, because I kept going, Takeshi's Castle or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you had Jungle Boy Jack Perry promo, which we'll cut past because it was awful and he can't cut promos and it was cringe as fuck. I'm sorry, that as much as he turned him heel and they're trying something different, don't cut promos. Don't do it. Honest to God.
Absolutely not.
Just take people out instead of just doing promos. Just take them out. You had Ruby Soho versus Alexia Nicole. I wasn't really interested, to be honest with you. Not that I don't like Soho, but I don't know who that Alexia Nicole is, isn't it? I think it was for the Owen Hart tournament. And then she cut a good promo, actually, to be fair. On how she faces Britt Baker next, and she's going to stop Britt Baker becoming a 2-time Owen Hart tournament champion, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Then you had Sting and Darby Allin versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, and I saw some awful take on Twitter the other day, and I forgot to mention it to you. And it was, this is why Sting's still wrestling at 60 years old and The Undertaker isn't. Because Sting is an elite athlete. And then someone put the video of Sting botching the table that he did, the table bump that he did.
Yeah.
And said, this is why Undertaker's retired, because he don't want to ruin his legacy again. I'm not saying Sting's ruining legacy, but I just saw it on Twitter and I was like, shut up. Seriously, just be quiet.
Yeah.
The match as a whole, I didn't really care. I like Sammy Guevara. I like Sammy Guevara. I'm not interested in Darby Allin. I just can't get behind the Darby Allin character. What is he?
See, I'm the way around. I prefer Darby over Sammy.
No, I know you are. No, and I can see why people like Darby Allin. I don't think this was Chris Jericho's best match at all. Oh, sorry, the Painmaker. Yeah. Overall, I enjoyed the match as a whole. The event as a whole.
Fair enough. I haven't watched it yet.
TV show as a whole. I enjoyed it. I liked Collision more this week. Regardless of elephant in the room, Collision as a whole for matches was a lot better for me this week. I enjoyed it. Rampage, innit? The only decent match was Claudio and Commander. The rest was all just. I thought I'd tune in just to see what it's like. So I've never watched a Rampage before. Why is Johnny TV? Why is he there? He looks like 90 years old, mate. Stop dyeing your hair and just call it a day. I know your wife's there and all, but bloody hell.
Yeah.
So we started off with Claudio and Commander. It was a very good match. It was good. I'd say they got about 20 minutes just to show what they could do. I loved it. I like Claudio on the ring, though. I always have done. So, and then you had the Blade versus Sean Spears. I've never watched the Blade wrestle before. Obviously, I've seen Sean Spears, who made an appearance on Collision, which we'll get into in a minute.
You would have watched Blade, mate. It used to be in TNA.
Oh, was it? Who was it?
I can't think it was called. It was just the bunny, Ali. He's Ali's husband.
His face don't ring a bell. I'll find out later. Yeah, the match just it was what it was. Sean Spears won, but
Sean Spears won.
Yeah, Sean Spears won a match. In 2023. He's next for the AEW World Championship. And then you had Johnny TV and QT Marshall, again another person I don't get, versus Matt Hardy and brothers.
Stutter.
A what?
Braxton Stutter.
Don't remember him.
It was definitely in TNA.
Was it? I'll have to go back and see something. Yeah, Johnny TV and QT Marshall versus Matt Hardy and brother Zay. Again, I didn't really care, to be honest with you. John Morrison's boring on me now. Yeah. And I don't like Matt Hardy. And then you had Hikaru Shida versus Taya Valkyrie. Very good match, to be fair, and I don't like Taya, but I enjoyed that match. And then you had Collision. Collision was a lot better. You had MJF come out right at the start and say how good he was. Then Ethan Page came out and said, "Put your money where your mouth is. If I was AEW champ, I'd be defending it week in, week out. I don't run away from competitors." Bleacher Report gave it a C+. I thought it was a really good match, considering the little time they had. MJF obviously won, but it pushed Ethan Page for me. I really liked that match.
Yeah.
You had Dustin Rhodes versus Powerhouse Hobbs and Miro versus Anthony Emery. I don't know Anthony Emery. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Powerhouse Hobbs.
As I promise, and even
beat Dustin Rhodes again. Another good match. I've not seen a Dustin Rhodes match in about 3 years. Since that match you told me to go and watch with Cody Rhodes. That was the last time I watched a Dustin Rhodes match. And it was really good, to be fair. I really enjoyed it. QT Marshall got involved. And that's what gave Powerhouse Hobbs the win. And then Miro match was incomplete. He just absolutely killed Anthony Emery, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be squash matches. They're building back up in it because it's been off TV for about a year and so.
Yeah. And then you had match of the week. Oh, I was going to bring it up later. I can't believe I just said it. I wanted to do like a match of the week and a wank. So start thinking. But for me, one of the matches of the week was Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks. For the men's tournament quarterfinal. Ricky Starks he's made for main event, and when you look at him in the ring, he's absolute quality. And Juice Robinson is better than I thought he did. Thought he was, to be quite honest with you. And I like how the arse boys, the Bullet, are in with the Bullet Club now. Yeah, the Gun Club.
Yeah, I have an issue with
Jay
the Bullet
White
Club right now. For me, the Bullet Club right now, barring that's the Golden Bullet Club that's in AEW, but the Bullet Club in a whole, the members right now, there's no star quality in them at all. It's such a dying faction that New Japan are holding on to so dearly.
Like how WWE did with the Shield in the end, wasn't it?
No, this is even worse, mate.
What, really? Shit.
Yeah, it's been fronted out in New Japan now by Finlay. I can't think what his name's called now. I can't think. Oh. But yeah, I've talked to you. It's got Gabriel Kid in it and everything. Just like there's no every time it gets revamped, there's star quality face in front of it. Finn started it. AJ, Kenny, Jay White, and then now Fit Finlay. I don't know what he's called.
Dave
Finlay, that's it. Dave Finlay's the face of it, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not.
And then you had Chris Statlander defending a TBS championship against Lady Frost. I weren't really interested. I've never watched Lady Frost. I don't think I ever want to again. Not that I just don't get the whole character of her. I thought she was like Storm from X-Men. And then, actually, no, this was match of the week. Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe. Absolute quality match. It was literally peak wrestling. You had CM Punk on commentary.
Mm.
You can tell that he's not done that for a while because he was boring as hell. But Joe and Strong went, mate. They went. It was an hard-hitting match, and it was sick. Oh, before it, you had Andrade cut a promo, or tried to, and then House of Black came on the screen behind him, and taunted him before it all went black, and then Andrade just walked away. So it looks like we're gonna get Malachi versus Andrade, NXT all over again.
Woo.
Woohoo! Yeah. Apparently, Punk added a lot to commentary. Who really didn't. It was boring as hell. I forgot how much I like Kevin Kelly in commentary. To be fair, and Nigel McGuinness, both of them are good chemistry together. And it made the match even that little bit better as well because the commentary. For me, if I'm watching the match and the commentary is great, match seems better.
Yeah.
Like, and when Michael Cole and Pat were together, every match that Shinsuke had seemed like it was a 5-star match because Pat was over the top. I have a bit of an issue with Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. I don't think it goes well together, but it's better than Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves because I hate Kevin Patrick. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
But no, it was quality. Samoa Joe won, and then he beat down Roderick Strong before CM Punk ran into the ring, and Samoa Joe was taunting CM Punk because that's who he faces next in the tournament. Very good collision. It was better than Dynamite. And then we got into Raw this week.
I haven't watched any of the AEW stuff this week. It all comes out the way it's all scheduled for in crowd. I just haven't had the time to watch it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raw.
Raw was great. Well, we'll talk about Money in the Bank because it leads on to Raw. So we'll talk about Money in the Bank now. Obviously, you went, so I'm going to get your thoughts in a minute. I'll give my thoughts on each match and then what your thoughts. So we started off with Damian Priest. No, I'll tell you what. Talk to us about your weekend. How was it?
Yeah.
Let your rants out. Let your good stuff out. Let us know.
Out. So weekend was great. Overall, start with it. Overall, for me, far better event than Clash was.
Whoa, no.
The actual event, Clash was good. Stuff around the event to do, before the event, the main event, very little to do. The Undertaker, what they one man dead show.
One man show, yeah.
Which I'm not paying the money for because
stupid money.
Stupid overpriced. They had 2 merch stands, which sold out on Friday of all the good stuff.
Yep.
I didn't get up there till Saturday, which frustrated me. Because obviously I thought it was quite well stocked, and I thought, oh, they've just sold out the cases and the belts. No, they sold out quite a lot of good stuff that I would have probably picked up. And they had the Money in the Bank bus. If you go to TikTok, you can see what's on the Money in the Bank bus, which was good. But we queued up for about an hour to get onto that, mate. You round it in 5 minutes. But that was it. There was no tour like there was around the Clash with the Undertaker for the history. There's no Mattel stand. There was no meet and greets. There was 3 meet and greets all weekend, as far as I'm aware. Io, AJ and Butch at Smith's. Io, I think, was at the merch store in the Icon.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's it. Where at Clash, you had meet and greets all the way through the weekend, as well in other places. Yeah, no, we got there. We went up on the Saturday. We got there Friday. We went up Saturday because we got there. By the time we got there to London on Friday, it was a nightmare. About 7 hours worth of travelling before we got to our hotel because of traffic and stuff. Went up there. Loads of people around. Loads of people milling about. A lot to do at the O2 as well. Went and got accreditation because we had a pass this weekend. It's queue jumping. Hence the new hat.
Very nice.
Took a walk up the merch stand. I've got I treat myself to the Weeder Ones white USO shirt. I did want the I Was There t-shirt. There was one with Seth. If you haven't seen it, probably if you look at you can see it quite a lot.
It's on your shop.
It's on your shop, but it's only in youth sizes now.
Was it?
Yeah, so I wanted that one, but it was the thick tops. You buy wrestling shirts, the difference. There's soft cotton and a hard cotton. and he had 3XL, which was a no-go for me, where the Uso ones the light got in 3XL, and it's quite a big fit. So he treated himself to this is my mummy's shirt. Yeah, I look around the O2, and then it comes to event time. Here comes rant number 1.
Okay.
So we bought silver ticket packets. We paid quite a lot of money because we wanted to guarantee we were there. And we were given priority passes where we could skip the queue from the merch stands, and we had our own dedicated entrance, which is great. Love that part because I didn't have to queue up for hours to get in.
Yeah.
Because when we got to the O2, mate, the queue was massive to get in, and the doors weren't even open yet.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we goes down, and we had to go around to Gate E. Now, Gate E is about going through the main entrance from where the trains and stuff come in. It's about halfway around the arena. So we walks around, we go through about what felt like 5 different security doors to get in. And then we're under the stands. It's like, it's a bit weird. Under the stands. You can hear people climbing up the stands, getting into the seats. Comes out, I'm pretty much right next to the ring where I come out. Now, I know I was sat on the 3rd tier. That rant will come in a moment.
Okay.
And there was 2 guys stood beside us I was having a bit of a chat with. One of them had his seats upgraded to floor seats from the 3rd tier. Lucky bastard.
Oh, wow.
And the other guy was coming up to the 3rd tier. So we gets round, and we're like, we're on the floor here. And we're here. Hang on, there's my picture. Yes, my picture does show it. So we were about here when we came in, and we had to go all the way up to the opposite side of the arena. And it says to the security guard, silver pass, mate. I'm sitting in the 3rd tier, 409. It's like, yeah, up these stairs, take the escalator, follow it around. Sorry, what? Yeah, you're going to have a little walk around the O2, pal. You are actually, even the security guard's like, you've got a silver pass and you're sitting up in the 3rd tier. It's like, yeah, mate. So we had a nice little trip around the O2. If you don't know, I don't breathe and walk too great because of health issues. I was near dead when I got to my seat. I'd already got a blister on my foot because I wore my trainers that are 1 size too big for me because of my issues. So I had a blister on my foot. I could barely walk. I was knackered, sweating me back out, mate. I changed my t-shirt every time I went out. Got to seats. The view there. If you look on, I am going to post some videos to TikTok, and Matt might do some stuff on YouTube. And I'm hoping to do like a proper full review with my videos and stuff. You'll see my seat. View was great, barring the guy in front of me. I wanted to slap his chrome dome. He was sat in his home. His arms were up. Mate. And everybody went to climb up the ladder. His hands up, and I can't see nothing. Barring his bone, absolutely bald. There's not a hair in his head, and I wanted to slap it. I'm trying to record material for podcasts and stuff. It's very inconsiderate when you fucking stand up in front of my camera, you dick. So if you watch this podcast, don't do it again. But yeah, so we're up in the 3rd tier. The view was great, mate, considering compared to my view clash. But for the price we paid, I did not expect to be sitting up in the gods. But it makes sense now. We all bought our tickets before general release. They put us all up the 4th because that makes it look full because we were on the side the camera was facing. So every time you looked out, we could see. I actually could find at certain points in the show, mate, I can find myself in the crowd.
Okay.
Because I was right next. Yeah, I watched it back. So there's an exit, and then if you go up, if you count the rolls up, you can see my white t-shirt.
Right. Okay.
So we know it's me. But yeah, that was great. There was no build-up in the arena. Silence, mate.
Really?
Yeah, absolute silence.
There wasn't a clash, was there? There was a DJ there.
Yeah. So I started watching pre-show on my phone because the only place in London they got signal was in the arena.
Which is weird considering
you
never get one in the arena.
Absolutely not. So we started watching pre-show, having a bit of a chat. The lad next to us having a bit of a laugh. And then Michael Cole came out. I started to message you, winding you up as well.
I can't believe I fell for that.
So a little bit of the story to this is, So I was sat in the arena, and then to be fair, mate, I'll tell you why it triggered me, the sex of it. A guy walked up the steps and he was sitting in the row in front of me, and he let on to me like he knew me. You're all right, mate, and walked off. I was like, so he says, do you know him? It's like, nope. Seemed like he knew you. It's like, he might watch the pod. Made a joke, and she said, "Why don't you text Matt and tell
So
Matt?"
it was right. I knew it.
But then she was laughing. She's like, "Oh no, don't. That's well timed." I was like, "Too late now. You've put the thought in my head." So I text Matt. No way. Someone's just come up to me and recognized me from the podcast. I was like, "Shush, no way." I was like, "No, they didn't." So I was winding them up. But I was able to text. Obviously, I texted Matt. Then, like, obviously, that's true. Bad News Barrett was on the commentary because obviously at this point you're probably watching the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets going, and what an event! What an event!
Yeah.
The English crowd did not let us down.
Nah, they didn't.
There was a few times that I questioned that there may have been crowd noise played in.
Okay.
Just on the sheer factor that there was a couple of times to the left of where we were sitting. So it's where when Sammy and Kevin came on, did the little interview fit, that section where there was boos coming from there or cheers. But then when you looked in the ring, nothing was happening that warrant a boo or a cheer.
Right.
So it's sort of like, but yeah, as an event, the whole, mate, absolutely fantastic. First match, I think I texted you and told you the first match was going to be the men's because the briefcase was settled when I got in there.
Yeah, they changed it round because we got told on SmackDown that the main event was Cody Rhodes and Dom.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's when they decided that's when they were going to have Brock Lesnar come out and be a big surprise. And then I'm guessing they changed it to John Cena. And then put Cody and Dom in the middle and put the Uso storyline last.
Yeah, I was surprised when that was announced on Friday that was going to be the main event. For me, the main event all night was going to be the Bloodline Civil War. That's how I thought we were ending. It's the only way you can end that show. Dom Cody, even with Brock coming out, Dom Cody just doesn't make sense to be in the main event.
Yeah.
He telegraphing something's going to happen by putting that in the main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, the men's opened up. I've got the videos, the entrance and stuff. I forgot about Logan Paul being in it, by the way. So I stopped recording the entrances at the end. There was LA Knight.
Forgot.
I stopped recording after LA Knight got the ring. I thought, right, that was it. Because the way he was acting as well, he's telling me, like, it's going to go. So I stopped recording, and Logan Paul's was like, oh, shit, I forgot it. The crowd were so far behind LA Knight.
Yeah, they were.
100%. It was an LA Knight crowd that night. I have a new pet peeve of wrestling shows.
Mm-hmm.
So if you listen to the pods for a while, you know I hate the woo at live events.
The what?
And he hates the what. I now hate the yeah.
Start a new one. Start shushing, please.
Yeah,
because Chad Gable deserves it all.
But yeah, there was just so many years on the build up to the show because it was quiet and people shouting random shit. But if like people would try and get a chance started, and if it failed, they would just fall back to the yeah, and it wound me right up. But yeah, so the money men's money back, mate. It was 100%, no ifs, no buts. That crowd for LA Knight was having it.
Yeah.
What was it like sitting at home watching it? Was it the same sort of feel?
Yeah. I got to a point. I can't remember for the life of me which point it was. It was towards the end, obviously. LA Knight was climbing up, and I thought, this is it. He's done it. And then he had his hands on the briefcase. And Priest came from nowhere, and I thought, he's going to choke slam him off it. And he's going to take it. And that's exactly what happened. And I went, because the prediction pod, what I said was, I don't care who wins it. I didn't want Ricochet. That's not because, again, it's not because I don't like Ricochet. Just don't think he's on that level to take the title. But I felt well disappointed after that. So I was happy because what I was saying was potentially going to happen. because I did say, because I obviously have to
Yeah.
watch the podcast, I did say that if Priest wins, he cashes in that night, and Finn wins.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it didn't go down that way, but then I sat back and I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm alright with Priest winning it.
Yeah.
Gives more meaning to the Judgment Day.
I was all Priest. I didn't want. I would have been all right with LA Knight, but if you said to me you can only pick one, I was Priest. I was the Priest guy in that audience that night. The only other one that it was points in the match where I actually thought, are they going to give Butch the suitcase because it's England?
I thought that as well.
I genuinely thought Butch could have picked up the suitcase, and you know what? I would have been very happy. I think the crowd would have enjoyed it as well. They were very very far behind the Bruiserweight, obviously hometown kid and stuff. But yeah, it went down like a lead balloon when Priest picked up the briefcase. But I was happy with that. Then the second match was
tag titles.
Yes, the tag titles. Yes. So that come from nowhere. I actually there was so many people that went out for a wee during that match. So many people.
Because Ronda's in it.
My wife included went for a wee and got some popcorn during that match, but she was back for the surprise. It went off, mate. That was the first time the roof went really like, whoa. As we're aware now, that was surprise number one. Totally on scene, like the gear and everything. They were almost catching gear and anime-based gear. Liv was getting dominated. I actually remember saying to myself, please don't do a squash match on Liv. I'll make it decent. And then out of nowhere, Shayna Baszler literally just attacks Ronda Rousey. Bosh! Kick bashed out of her. And it was brilliant, mate. The roof went off the place.
The roof went off here, mate. The roof went off here.
I can imagine.
I tell you, yeah. Honest to God, I was so chuffed. I was like, yes, we're getting the Shayna that needs to win the title. Thank God.
So it went mad. It went absolutely mental. And that's when you feel the energy was picking up. Energy was good all night, but it picked up. And then was it Gunther
Riddle.
Because then Riddle was meant to be the face. It was a very Gunther crowd.
It was always is since Triple H.
But then you had your bros and stuff like that. As I predicted, I wanted Riddle to win. So he was Gunther. But realistically, on hindsight now, there was no way Gunther was losing.
No.
I actually thought myself, this is how my feelings come from the match as well, that we were going to get some sort of surprise in that match. But I thought there was going to be a bit of a beatdown at the end of the match from Imperium and Riddle, and we was going to get Randy Orton.
I did.
That's how I was feeling. Match ended, Riddle rolled out, and I was like, we're not getting Orton, but we're going to get something here. I don't know what. And then they went clink. And mate, I cannot. The roof, mate.
You could tell.
Mate, they might as well took the roof off the O2 because we blew it off. They were going mad for him. I recorded pretty much the entire bit. And I sort of forgot myself, which you'll see when I post the videos. Or Matt posts the videos, whichever one of us does it. When they square up to each other on my video, you can hear me very proudly and rudely shouting, kick his fucking head off to Drew to do the Gunther. But mate, at that point I was like blown away. We had Shayna turning on Ronda, Drew McIntyre. At that point I'm like, they're not gonna do nothing else now. Turner's always said like Brock's not coming back in the Cody match now. We might get Damien might cash in. That might be it then. We are tops. I didn't think nothing of it. So then we had the Cody Dominic Mysterio. Dirty Dom as they're trying to get it over now. It works. I'll give it does work. The best entrance of the night goes to Cody. The crowd sang it word for word, mate.
Yeah, you can hear it.
The only thing that tops it was Classic Castle Edge's entrance. That's the only one that comes close to it. And the woes. Yeah. Cody was feeling it. You could see from the entrance, mate. He was loving it. I don't know if it showed it on TV. No, it didn't actually, because I watched it back. I think Cody gave his belt to the wrong kid.
Oh, no, I didn't notice that. Someone did put it on Twitter, though.
So early in the night,
It was there.
Nick Khan was ringside with his, looked like a grandson or a family member, a young child. I said, oh, Cody, there's Nick Khan. She's like, who? I was like, never mind. Cody started his entrance. I noticed Nick Khan in the crowd with this young kid again, right at the front, but Cody normally hands over his belt. Cody comes down, about 3/4 of the way in, turns to the opposite side of the crowd where that kid was and gives another kid his belt. And then turns around, high fives that kid. So I think Nick Khan was trying to sort out his grandson, nephew, whatever, getting a belt from Cody, and it backfired.
Yeah, when Cody came out, I had the Discord with the two lads that I normally watch it with. They didn't want to have the voices on, so I had it on my phone. And they turned around and went, that noise is deafening. I went, I put any money on my life that Johnny's on his feet. He's singing word by word. And like me with Edge, he's probably got a little bit of tear in his eye, even though he don't want to admit it.
Not for that one, I didn't.
Did you not?
I'll come for that one. No, I was word for word, mate. I didn't even do the something Cody Rhodes I normally do. I was going word for word. Loved it. It was amazing. I film entrances more than I do the matches because I don't know if I said it earlier on before we came on the pod. If I mentioned the pod as well. I like to watch the matches and be in the moment.
Yeah.
So that's why I do the entrances and maybe surprises. Especially now I'm doing this, I'll do the surprises as well. But if I wasn't doing this, it would just be entrances because I like to enjoy the matches. Mate, I was I was full on, and my emotions were running high, very very high. It spiked at Drew, Cody's. Whoa, yeah, absolutely perfect, mate. Match, good match. It's frustratingly, they're doing the Dom being a little chicken shit really well. He just ran away from all match. I really enjoyed when Dom tried running up the walkway and Cody chased him down. I was pissed off he didn't launch him into a couple of the barriers on the way down. But then again, it's kid friendly and it's PG. No, it's just what they do. Obviously, Rhea was there ringside. I couldn't tell until I watched the back of Rhea shave the red or something. She's in two dreads. She got involved a bit. And obviously, we're on tenterhooks because the match didn't really make much sense, did it?
No, it was just filler till Brock came back on Raw.
Kept him on a show. But yeah, it was a good match. Really enjoyed it. The crowd loved it all the way through. Dom didn't get as many boos as I thought he would.
Did he not?
It wasn't as loud as it was at the live event a few weeks ago. There wasn't many. There was very few cheers, mate. It just wasn't a loud boo.
Yeah, it's because I went there.
Yeah, that's probably it. Then, I sat my ass back down. I was like, right, here comes. The lights went down. They're gonna set up the women's Money in the Bank here now. Oh, was I so wrong? Them trumpets started playing, mate. For a split second, I was like, "Oh, it's going to be someone like Grayson Waller or Dolph Ziggler coming out to strike up a new heel."
Yeah.
Sort of like, "Ha, you thought John was here?" Da. And yeah, no, it was the 18-time world champion.
Yeah.
The guy's going to go down the greatest of all time. I will argue and fight anybody on that. There was for a split second a few seen a suck chance, but then it just went to the full on da.
I think you'll have.
Yeah, but they got drowned out very quick by it, like John Cena said himself in the ring, people singing it, including myself, and this is where the emotions nearly came in.
Okay.
Yeah, I caught myself. I was nearly crying. I had to hold back my emotions. And it was passionate, it was raw from him, and I really do believe that. I know there's a lot of things saying around that Cena did his own thing. Triple H did no. I believe it more and more. I watch that promo. Yeah,
You believe it more than I do, then.
I'm growing. It's growing on me. I can't believe. I don't fully believe that they sent him out here not knowing what he was going to say. That's not WWE. They have full control over everything. And John Cena is not a guy that comes out and cuts his own promos.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I get that.
But crowd loved it. Grayson Waller come out. Got some shit. Well done to Grayson Waller to actually reacting to be called a wanker, because no one else knew what it meant all night.
Yeah. Apart from people.
Also, can I just add in? Sorry, the chants all night were great. I'll get to one of the ones later on. But when the men's Money in the Bank, we had we just sold our car to Santos Escobar.
That's mint.
My wife loves that. She's a West Ham fan, and they sing "We sold our car to Paqueta."
Louis Paqueta.
Yeah. So we had that. We had wanker chants all night, like "fuck you" and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Grayson Waller acknowledged the wanker. Like no one else, I don't think they quite know what wanker is, but Grayson Waller, obviously being Australian, got it and obviously mentioned it. But yeah, mate, it was electrifying. I think we peaked at that point. I think they may have just peaked because the women's match came after it, and it was great and they were loud and stuff. But I found then sort of the energy sort of dwindled a little bit for the main events. But yeah, they made the women's match. A fucking good women's match, mate. It's fucking brilliant.
Considering the age Trish is, and she took quite a few bumps. Zoe Stark took a nasty bump.
Io Sky, mate, top of the ladder.
Oh, mate.
Selena Vega's Code Red.
Yeah.
I will go out and say
one of them.
They put the men to shame that on Saturday night.
Yeah, they did.
They did. It was an Io crowd. Io Becky. Yeah, that was where the crowd was feeling at. We had the fuck up of the night when Bailey came out.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. The new member of the Judgment Day that
yeah. And
even the best get it wrong.
She's been on the Twitter though, and she says how many times I've said Judgment Day this weekend. 29 times. The amount of times I was meant to say damage control twice. I only actually said it once. Fair play to her. She took it like a champ. She sat down and got a script out and read the rest of them off the script. But yeah, the match was really, really good. Deserved winner, hands down. I like the ending as well.
Yeah, the ending was ace.
And so we're pointing out something which I think will be future storytelling. She used Bailey to climb the ladder.
Yeah, she did. I know,
and not Becky.
Yeah.
Becky's ring gear, Phoenix from X-Men. You didn't know.
Yes, no, I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, Ronda had Vegeta.
She had also an M on her forehead for Mora. Glad she had that.
And somebody messaged me last night to watch the anime stuff. Shayna Blazers was something to do with Warcraft.
Warhammer. It was.
Yeah.
She put it on Instagram.
But yeah, that was a great match, mate. Crowd was good all the way through it. And then we got Seth Finn.
Mm-hmm.
They cut Seth's theme tune with the crowd singing quite short for my liking.
It was a very short match as well.
It was a good match.
The main event got half an hour, so that's probably why.
Yeah, probably. And I think John maybe ran over on his time as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a good match. Crowd were all for it. It was very, I'd say 75-25. There was quite a few Finn chants going on for Finn. But it was a majority Seth. With Priest come out, everyone's on the feet shouting, cash it in, cash it in, cash it in. Glad that he didn't. I want to see where this goes with Finn.
Yeah, I'm intrigued as well, especially after Raw.
Yeah, because I don't think it's Priest leaving Judgment Day.
Do you not?
No. I think Priest is the new leader of Judgment Day. I think it's Finn going. And I think they're going to do the replace Finn with, we can replace you with another Irishman and bring in JD.
Oh, what a turn Finn babyface again.
Yeah, against Priest. Maybe have a bit of a match with Priest for the kit briefcase, but Priest gets
Finn
upper hand on him.
is mint.
Yeah, it could be one of them heels, one of them facey heels that we get every now and then that works both ways. But yeah, the crowd was great, mate. This was the one match I went back and forth on who I wanted to win. It's the one match you watch the pod back and you can see I couldn't decide, but I think I threw money on Finn just on storytelling. Same there. When he was there, I couldn't decide. Man, I just enjoyed the match so much. And then we went on to the main event.
We did.
Match of the night for me. I will probably argue we're still early in the year. It could potentially be match of the year.
Okay.
If Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega got 6 stars, this has got to get 6 stars. And there's a lot of things when you watch it back, and I watched it there, that it's still we're not done yet. I don't think we're even close to being done in this storyline yet.
Okay.
There's a lot of, I don't know if the camera caught it. I need to watch that match again. There's a lot of times we was watching it from in the crowd where Solo was just staring at Roman. I had his back to the crowd, but was just glancing at Roman. He was not,
Yeah.
You could see it's coming. That's coming. Usos was so over, mate. We did have the ones still stood up and did the tribal chief and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chant of the night: stand up if you hate Roman.
Yeah.
Now, if you're watching this and then you go on TikTok and you see people showing videos of it, so can't believe they were singing "Stand Up If You Hate Tottenham." I can clear up for you now. It was "Stand Up If You Hate Roman," not Tottenham. Roman.
Yeah, it was Roman. You could tell that.
Because Roman sat his ass down on the ring when they were singing it.
Yeah, and as you see in the clip, he's like, "Why have we come here? It's the most stupid place to ever come in."
Yeah. I mean, his little paddy loved it.
Yeah.
Also, little thing for you to look out for when you watch it back. Why is Paul Heyman carrying a belt with Brock Lesnar's plates on it?
Because I read it somewhere. I didn't have it on the news. It's what they've just got over in the UK for when they come over. They've not changed the plates.
How hard
someone
is
had
it?
it.
Two plates in a bag and take them with you.
Yeah, no. Someone put a clip on. When did they come last? Was it in April for SmackDown or Raw? It was one, or I think it was Raw, and the women's title had Charlotte Flair's plates on them, and they didn't change them.
Yeah, no, it's
just laziness.
Things like that. Yeah, it's sloppiness. But the the match was great, back and forth. When Solo come in and he destroyed him, and Roman sitting there with his hand in his head, and he stacked him. I thought the stacking that was done.
Yeah,
I think the whole arena was, mate, when he kicked out that stack. Yeah, so Cena took the energy up to the max, mate, and it did start at the window. We didn't react as much. Then we sort of picked up a little bit for the main event, but we weren't where we should have been. When he stacked him and they kicked out, straight back up to John Cena sort of energy again. And then they went through it. One thing I would have done if I did it differently, I would have stacked Sikoa and Roman together, or put the Usos stacked on top of Roman, just as a dig at Roman, saying he's going to stack him and pin him.
Oh, right, okay.
Roman, apparently, I've not seen it myself, so he's showing me Roman says "I love you" to Jay as he pins him.
I've not seen it. He probably does.
I need to find it. Apparently, he can very clear him saying to Jay as he goes for the final pin, "I love you." And he low blowed him as well, like Roman did.
Yeah.
It's good. After the camera started rolling, mate, the Usos had a pie. Mate, everybody was there. They were singing the theme tune with him, and they were lapping it up.
You're not seeing Sweet Caroline?
No, he didn't come out. I left a look. Once I left once it thinned out a little bit. I don't know if he came out after I left, maybe. Wow. But overall, mate, it was mint. I definitely say it was better. It was better pay-per-view than Clash.
Okay.
But I think, and I said this to Zoe, I definitely think if All In wasn't booked, I don't think Money in the Bank would have been the Money in the Bank that we had. It would have been totally different.
Really?
I think All In's got something to do with the amount of surprises we had. It's like John Cena.
I agree with Cena surprise. That's Cena surprise is All In. McIntyre, they've come together for some agreement with his character. That's probably what was going ahead anyway. But I agree with the Cena thing. They've done that because of All In.
Yeah. Definitely, Cena's definitely 100. Like, yeah. But I will say this, and it's on there. Well played, WWE. AEW, it's your turn now. What have you got in the bag for us? You've got to go. That's now got to step their creation to the next level.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They don't have a John Cena to pull out of the bag. They don't have that in them. They don't have a personality that is
on that level.
That liked, yeah. But yeah, well, other than that, mate, great show. I've watched it back. It seemed like it was great to watch at home as well.
Mm-hmm.
We did us proud. We did us proud.
Good. Looking at the predictions, so we both went for Ronda and Shayna to retain.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that ended up. The Intercontinental Championship, I went for Gunther, you went for Riddle, so 1-0 to me. The men's Money in the Bank, I went for LA Knight, you went for Priest, so it's 1-1.
1-1.
Women's, we both went EO, so it's 2-2.
Yeah.
Cody and Dirty Dom, we both went for Coda, 3-3.
3-3.
Seth and Finn, I went Seth, you went Finn, 4-3.
Yeah.
And then the main event, I went Roman Solo, you went the Usos, so it's 4-4, so it's a draw. So we move on to SummerSlam. We'll do All In because we both watch it, so we'll do All Ins.
SummerSlam's first, isn't it?
Well, SummerSlam September, isn't it?
I don't know.
Let's have a look.
They said 5 weeks on Raw today, so.
Oh, right, then, yeah, then it'll be SummerSlam.
Yeah,
It'll be SummerSlam, then All In.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it was, yeah. And do you know what? I watched the pod on the coach and stuff going down. So, Ron, like, we are on YouTube. If you're watching this podcast, if you're listening, we are on YouTube. Go and watch us. So, yeah. But, yeah, overall, the weekend was great, mate. Chris critique, there wasn't a lot for the fans to do prior to the show. That's my big thing. Well, one of my things, and the other thing is don't make me pay nearly £700 for tickets and put me in the third tier. You bunch of bastards. Bring more merch. Bring more merch.
Yeah, it's one of the things they always do that. Every time, it's even with live events. I know live events are live events, but they don't have enough merch to go around, and it winds me up because when WWE come, I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. When WWE come to town in the UK, you're selling out. Live event, live pay-per-view, Raw, SmackDown, main event, NXT, you're selling out.
Yeah.
So bring more. Don't just bring a few boxes and go, yeah, that'd be fine.
No, absolutely not. When I went back to get your shirt for you, mate, and they said it's sold out, I was like, what? Oh, yeah, sold out. Wow. But yeah, I've just sent you videos. Got videos from TikTok from when the shop was open on. I don't know if day was Friday or Saturday. It was packed full of stuff.
I saw everything. Yeah. And
I've gone online today to try and find I just want like a Money in the Bank pin. I don't even want a London one. Just a Money in the Bank pin, to pin to my lanyard that come with my pass. By the way, mate, the lanyard that on the pass, they're just plain black. There's nothing on them. So
did they have nothing in the shop?
No. So I just wanted a pin to put on my lanyard and say that I was there, sort of thing. And I was just going to do it with every event, get a pin now that I go to for every event if we get more. But they're like, people are looking 35 quid for a pin.
Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it?
That's stupid.
We
But
seen
no.
on, is it any on WWE Shop?
No.
Just get it with a
search,
t-shirt.
mate. Yeah, just been there. But yeah, other than that, mate, yeah, it was good show. Really enjoyed it. Like I said earlier on, I'm going to try and create something where I do a bit more of a review, post my videos in with it. Just waiting for somebody messaged me back actually about that. I'm going to try and create some videos. Matt does the YouTube video and stuff, and I don't want to just send it all and go, yeah, Matt, there's more stuff you do, even though he's more than happy to do it. I want to get involved because my side is editing the pod, the sound bit, and it's really easy. It takes me 2 minutes. Chop a little bit out, convert to MP3,
and send it through.
Yeah, chop a couple of chunks out, convert it to MP3, and away we go. But I want to create more stuff for the TikTok as well, using the stuff. So I'm going to try and learn that myself as well. But other than that, yeah, just looked at the time, mate. We've been on for nearly 2 hours.
Okay.
So we might need to leave Raw because I need a wee as well. We'll come to Raw next week. We'll talk about the Raw.
Why have we not got that title? I don't even know why I'm asking.
But yeah, so I think we've got to a good point here, mate, where we can round this week up. And we'll talk about Raw next week. Catch up on Raw next week.
I want that title belt. Yeah, no, sorry.
Give me time to watch it properly because I've been glancing at it and I don't know what's happened. Obviously catch up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it at all, mate. I was gutted you weren't there, even though you phoned me. Oh, by the way, if you'd phoned me 5 minutes later, it would have been a totally different conversation on that phone. Because Drew come out just afterwards.
Yeah. I said to the viewers when we were doing it, I went, I'm going to ring John. I don't know how good the signal is, and it is on my earphone, my AirPods. So if you don't hear anything, that's the reason why. And the guy behind you just kept looking as if to say, "What the fuck are them two doing?" And I'm like, I should have put podcast follow. But yeah, no, we had fun on the stream.
Good stuff. But yeah. So yeah, Matt's going to put the stream up, so I'll probably give that a watch. I did watch the podcast, by the way, last week's pod on the Coaching Way On. Very good again, mate. Well done. I'm not saying well done to you, well done to us, but your editing skills, well done. Enjoyed it again.
I'm trying.
And yeah, we're on TikTok. There's going to be, I've got a lot of stuff. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to edit and get it on. It'll come out in the next couple of days or next weeks or so. I don't want to pile it all on either because there's a lot of it floating around at the moment. And we could get lost in the mix. And I also want to try and compress it all together and make a decent YouTube video from it. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much Wrestling Fellas everywhere. Bar on YouTube is Wrestling Fellas 50, 54, 50.
5350, yeah. We're getting more views. The last video we had.
Absolutely.
It's been up since Saturday morning. So obviously shit went down on Friday. Has already had, might not seem a lot to a few people, but 45 views within 3 days. So thank you for everyone that's watching, friends, family, whoever, people that
start clicking the subscribe button.
Thank you.
Start kicking that subscribe button now. If you're watching us, click the subscribe button because I think this weekend, and I think Matt's been saying that this is something that I would like to make a career out of now.
Mm-hmm.
I do this for fun, and I'm not going to get heartbroken if we just hover around that. But subscribe to us, comment, give us ideas to do, especially with All In coming around the corner. What do you want to see from us when we're down there? TikTok's a big one as well. If we can get more followers on TikTok, we can go live on TikTok while we're there, which I think we can share to YouTube as well. I'm not sure, we'll have to work that out, but if we get more followers, the more stuff we can do. The more and more we build up on this, the more and more we can put content out, and we're just an alternate to somebody else. But yeah, share our stuff, like it, comment. If you want us to do, like we've said it before, if you want us to watch a pay-per-view, that's your favorite, and run through it while watching it, we can do it. It's a bit hard when we both work, but we can do it. We can even do it as a pod one week. There's not much happening. But yeah, give us your ideas. Watch your space, because I think obviously Matt's got his streaming coming. I've got a couple of ideas brewing in the back of my brain as well. But yeah, watch your space. And until next week, mate, peace out.
Cheers. Thank you.